cutie boy. Okay, little cutie boy. Abracadabra, abracadabra. This way. Hey there, everyone. I should probably say hello. Hi. It's Anthony, back with another video on single and placing. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're having a fantastic day, weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, all of that good stuff. Make sure to leave in the comments how things are going for you. We're out here at South Table Mountain on Fossil Trail, just enjoying this beautiful weather. I'm in a t-shirt, which is like the first time in a while I've been out with a full-on t-shirt. It's a very gentle breeze. It's cool, but you know, it's warm, but not hot. It's cool, but not frigid. It's a really nice temp. We're gonna have a potty break here in a second, I'm assuming. But yeah, we're just out here to get some walkies in. There are a lot of people out here today, so just be prepared to see some other humans. Whoa, you really had to go pee, huh? Yeah, so I figured I'd come up here and respond to some comments. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Let's make good progress. I mean, we still have a decent amount of daylight, but I don't want to get trapped up here in the pitch black. Look at him. He's in his sniff world. I need to tighten up that harness pretty good. It's pretty much sideways when he's pulling. Come on. Come on. Or when I have to pull him. Okay, 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 Sniffy. Let's get it together. I'm actually hoping he goes potty close by so we can just walk right back to the trash. But that's going to be his prerogative. But yeah, hope you're doing well. Doing good. Work's good. Life's good. Everything's going okay. No issues. Just happy that we get to enjoy a little bit of warm weather. It's supposed to cool off and snow, I believe, starting Friday. Today's Wednesday the 12th, by the way. I think I filmed a vlog yesterday, too. Oh yeah, I did. We went to the open space yesterday. So, yeah, or filmed a video. Potty break. We gotta go throw this away and then we'll be good to go. This way. I got done with work about 30 minutes ago, and I had Apollo on a towel next to me, chewing on a beef knuckle, and he was gnawing on that. And once it was time to log off, I had to work just a little bit late. I had a quick call with my boss. But once I logged off, I went downstairs to go get a piece of saran wrap because I needed to wrap up the bone. He wasn't done with it yet, but it was time to go. Hold on. Come on, buddy. Come on. He wants to keep turning around to look at that dog. I'm trying to create enough distance between the two of us that he'll kind of forget. Anyway, so I grabbed a piece of plastic wrap so I could wrap up the bone. He hadn't cleaned it yet. I usually get 2, sometimes 3 good uses out of those big old dog bones, raw bones, before I throw them away. I'll just put them back in the freezer. And so I went to go do that, and he looked up at me like, absolutely not. You're not taking my bone away. I'm not done with this, which is what he normally does. I was like, don't you want to go on a walk? And he jumped up and ran downstairs because that's where we go downstairs to put his harness on and stuff. Ran downstairs and left the bone behind him like, oh, now I know how to get you to leave your high value treats behind is to promise a walk. So yeah, that was kind of funny. But yeah, as far as diamond painting goes, I did diamond paint a little bit last night. I got another 1 1/4 sections done on one of my waterfall in a jungle kits. So that's all I have to update you on there. Skincare. My face has not started to react to the tretinoin yet, which either means it's coming, retinization is coming, and I'll start being dry and flaky, or because I had been using that higher level strength of retinol for so long that I'm not going to see that retinization. Hopefully it's the second thing where this transition is very smooth, but I have a feeling it's gonna hit soon where I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm a little flaky and itchy and dry, but we'll see. When I started using a new sunscreen a couple days ago, a Korean sunscreen that claimed to be waterproof for X amount of time, like super high protection, and it's fine. It seems to do the job of protecting me, but it is a little greasy for my taste, so my face is very shiny right now. And for the most part don't have a problem with it, but just for cosmetic purposes, I'd like to have dewy, glowy skin, but not greasy, shiny, and I'm certainly in the greasy, shiny category right now, so I might end up using it on my body, finishing it up on my like arms, legs, and pick a new one, because I'm looking a little crazy right now. So yeah, well, let me get up this hill, because I'm gonna be huffing and puffing, and when I get to the top we'll start chatting, okay? All right. Okie dokie. It is pretty backed up here. Lots of people. So we'll see. I'm going to try to think of which areas might have the least amount of people, but I think it's just gonna be a lot all around. But it is beautiful today. Beautiful sunset, or I guess late afternoon. Not quite sunset, but very nice. Very pretty today. I completely forgot what I was talking about. Maybe it was the sunscreen. I don't know. Last thing, I stopped to get gas at the grocery store, which is in between here and the house. And it's, it's a Kroger, King Soopers, in a strip mall, so there's a bunch of businesses, there's a Pizza Hut, what have you. But there's been a vacant space in that shopping plaza for as long as I can remember. And I was pumping gas and looked up, and there was a sign. They just put the sign up for a Chinese place called Dumpling Bay. And I am a sucker for dumplings. I will go out of my way to search for good dumplings. So the fact that I now have one 2 minutes from the house, I'm like, please be good, please be good, please be good, because if you're good, I will be here probably once a week on a work from home day getting dumplings, maybe twice a week. So fingers crossed that Dumpling Bay turns out to be really good. We'll see. Hi. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, everyone seems to be churning here. So I think what we will do is not. We'll keep going straight. And maybe we'll get some quieter paths. So, okay. I sent Joe and Alex a picture of Dumpling Bay. I was like, oh, looks like we're gonna have to take a little one-way flight to Dumpling Bay soon. So, anyway. Okay. Good boy. Good boy. You've been drinking extra water, huh? Yeah. Good boy. All right. Okay. It's kind of hard to read with my polarized glasses on. We'll do our best. Go to my vlog episode 174. Lisa says, thank you for keeping me company while I worked on Cherry Blossom from Diamond Art Club. No big loss on Art and Soul. I spent $75 on a DP from them and was very disappointed. The diamonds were not consistent in size at all, and while it turned out okay at that price point, I expect Diamond Art Club or Jaded Gem Shop quality. Love the pic of Apollo's birthday. What a beautiful boy he is, and you look great, Anthony. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the comment. That's good to know, because had I had my way, eventually I would have bought a giant canvas from them. So I'm glad that I ended up, well, I'm not glad that they're out of business. I'm glad that I didn't end up getting that, because I would have been really disappointed with like, oh, this 130 by 150 canvas has not great quality. So yeah, I probably would have, to be honest, I probably would have gotten a smaller kit to start from them and then gone from there, rather than just diving in with the biggest canvas size they offer. Yeah, thank you for the comment, and good to know. Then my vlog episode 175, Doodles in Diamond says, hi Anthony, I would love to see an unboxing of the ship. Okay, you got it. It's on its way. You may have already seen it by the time this goes up. I have one vlog that I'm almost done skimming through to check for anything that I need to cut out or put in. And then I have the one at the time of filming this from yesterday that I haven't even looked at or started to edit. I have those two unboxings are filmed. I just haven't edited them or done anything with them. And now this one. So I've got quite a bit to do. I keep saying, oh, I'll just sit down and do a whole night of editing and posting, but I'll get like halfway through editing one and I'm like, okay, that's enough for tonight. I want to diamond paint and then go to bed. Then I'll try to finish it the next day and then take a couple days off. So the editing has been my I don't want to do this thing recently, but I'm doing it just slower. But yeah, I did film those. If you haven't already seen those unboxings, then you will soon. So yeah. All right. Then going to my vlog episode 174, Tracy Owen. Owen says, hi Anthony, great video. I'm glad that Apollo enjoyed his birthday party with his friends. Thank you so much for sharing, of course. Thanks for watching. And going back to 175, Mr. Savage Beat says, OMG, I love roller coasters. I was in Six Flags, New Jersey in 1989 when visiting a friend in New York, but my regular haunt was Six Flags, Illinois, Gurney, Chicago. Been to Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm in the early 80s. A few times now living in Ireland, and the only one here is a wooden one. Not as exciting to me, but for tons of people, it would be their first one. I also hate waiting in line. Yeah, waiting in line's not fun. What? What? Come on, let's go. Hold on. Watch out. Stay right here.
We're going to learn pretty quick that
Okay. Thank you for the comment. And yeah, I've heard of the Six Flags in Gurney. I'd love to go there someday. And then I forget the name of the name of the park that's in Ireland or the roller coaster there, but I have seen videos of it, and I think it's pretty well regarded. And then as far as Disneyland, I've been to Disneyland as a very, very wee lad. I don't remember it. And then I went to Disney World when I was in 6th grade or 7th grade, and that was my first and only time going. And then I've never been to I've never been to Knott's at all. Or like Busch Gardens or anything like that. Like, with all my love of theme parks and roller coasters, my experience is very minimal. So that's what I'm trying to do now as an adult, is try to live out that dream of like going to all these parks. So yeah, I'll be hitting up 4 of them in just a couple months. So I'm super excited. I was pulling up, we had a conference call today, and there was like some sections where other people were like engaging on the call, but it wasn't really anything that was like pertaining to me necessarily. And so I quickly typed in Dorney Park because I still need to buy my park tickets for that stop. I was like putting it all together and looking at the pricing, and then it came back to me needing to engage in the call and not get distracted. So I ended up not buying them, but I had my cart all put together and then I abandoned it. So I need to do that tonight. But they do have at that park, so your general admission day ticket, and this is going to be for a Tuesday. I'm only spending half the day there. I looked at their roller coasters. They have 6. So I'm thinking I probably will need to do the skip the line, even though it is going to be a Tuesday. The skip the line, just in case I want to ride some rides multiple times and just make the most out of that half day. They open at 10:30 and I need to be out of there by 2. So I've got 4.5 hours at the park. They close at 6. So I'm only going to get a half day there. So I'm like, I might as well just spend the $45 to do the skip the line, even if the lines are super minimal. Like, let's say they're 20-minute lines, half-hour lines for the rides. That's still a decent amount of time that'll be eating into my full day. So I'm like, I think I'm just gonna upgrade. So the day ticket's $55, just regular, then another $45 to skip the line, and then parking was $35, and then the meal ticket was $23. So it's kind of a pricey day, especially for a half day, but I really do want to make the most of what little time I will have there that half day. So and I honestly don't know if I'll ever go back to that park. So I'm like, I'm just gonna do it just to check off the boxes. There's 2 roller coasters that I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna ride them. One of them is the Wild Mouse, which if I can skip the line on and I can get in a car, it doesn't matter. I just remember at Cedar Point, I went on the Wild Mouse coaster there, and it was a little awkward going there solo because I was a single rider and they just put me in a car with 3 friends. And we had a good time. They were very sweet and they were talking to me like, have you ridden this before? But it was the most awkward of all the roller coasters I did, where I was by myself sitting next to somebody, a stranger, because you're all just, 4 abreast on a bench essentially. And so it just felt kind of weird. Whereas the other roller coasters, it's like you and one other person if they do decide to put somebody next to you, and you're all harnessed in and strapped in, and like it's very exhilarating, so you're not really focused on the other person. But those little Wild Mouse coasters, it's like the friends were like chit-chatting while we were on it, and I just kind of felt like awkward Annie. So they have one there. So I have that on my maybe list, and if I do write it, that'll be 7. And then the 8th roller coaster they have is the kids coaster, and you do have to have a kid, parent and adult, or adult and child, whatever, or parent and child, adult and child, to do that one. So I won't get to ride that anyway, unless I was like, hey, can I ride with your kid? So that one's already off the books. So I think I'm just gonna do the fast pass and give myself every opportunity to do as much as possible, because I will be bummed if I get there and it's surprisingly busy and I only get to do like 3 of them or 4 of them, because I'm like, I'm not coming back here. I'd like to check that off my list. So yeah, it's gonna be a pricey 4 hours, but in the grand scheme of things, I think it's worth it. So I need to buy that tonight. So yeah, I mean, it's almost as much as my day at Six Flags Great Adventure. That's a few more dollars, but it's almost as much, and I'm going to be there for half the time. So it stings a little, but I know I'll be upset if I don't do it. So yeah, but yeah, I'm a big theme park boy. Now it's a matter of actually getting to some of these parks and living it in real life. So yeah, there's so many people up here today. It's wild. Stay on this side, buddy. I know you love taking up the whole path, but you gotta stay on one side today. Lots of cyclists. Okay. Mr. Savage Beat goes on to say, hi, Anthony. Hope you and Apollo are doing great on your new diets. I would love to see your progress on the 2 waterfall in a jungle kits if possible. Thanks. Yeah, of course. I will, at the end of tonight, after I'm done diamond painting, I will take some photos and post them on Instagram or put them in an upcoming vlog or something. I haven't taken any progress photos of those. I've kind of just been off of Instagram for a little bit. No particular reason other than I just haven't felt like keeping it up, but I haven't even posted my start post for those 2 kits. So as far as Instagram knows, I'm not currently doing anything. So I'll have to put those up. I took the pictures for them, but I haven't done any Instagram posts. So that's on my list too. That's on my list. But yeah, I'll share them. Then Bambi May says, I watched one of your unboxings from about 2 years ago, What Lies Beneath. Was wondering if you ever did it and how it turned out. Do you want to take this little trail here? Get off the beaten path. Come on. Come on. Let's go over here. Sorry. I was wondering if you ever did it, how it turned out. I'm planning on doing Dakota-thon again this year. I'm just not sure if I can finish it before the event is over. So I don't have that kit anymore. I destashed it quite a while back. Probably right around not too soon after that unboxing, maybe a few months, whatever I think my first or second destash, I forget. But no, I destashed that. Reason being is Dakota Detweiler and I do not see eye to eye on the topic of AI artwork. And I find her aggressive negativity and kind of nasty comments about AI artists to be not my cup of tea. So, as you know, I don't care to support her at all. So I I think that was my only Dakota Detweiler. I destashed that. And even though I have seen some of her pieces, you know, including that one and since that one that I like, I just can't bring myself to support her. So, yeah. But it is what it is. We all have our own preferences. So, yeah. So, but I know shade to anybody that does love her and her artwork and works on her diamond or her artwork as diamond paintings. No issue with that. You do what you do. You love what you love. I just, she's just not my cup of tea. So yeah. Okay, going on. I didn't realize that this was just like a little weird loop that spits us right back out to the trail. At least it gave us a little bit of a reprieve. Let's wait for these people to pass. Vlog episode 174, Magical Miss Maya, says, I'm actually working on my first Art and Soul kit, which is a Hannah Lynn canvas. I'm really enjoying the quality. I have one more order placed with them that I have coming in. Now I am wishing I ordered more kits from them. I feel so bad for all of the artists affected and I wish them well, hoping that other companies will pick them up as my wish list was very long. Yeah, for sure. So we'll see. Now we have somebody that really likes it. Quality is in the eye of the beholder app for sure. Same thing with Dreamer Design, same thing with any shop. You know, the ones that I think are knockout standouts, other people might be like, meh, they're not that great, Anthony, calm down. But yeah, I have seen a lot of times that artists will get picked up by other shops in the wake of a shop closing. I know that happened with a number of artists from DIY Moon Shop. I know Jade snagged a couple. I think maybe even Dreamer Designs and Diamond Art Club were able to work with some on others. But yeah, I hope so. And I also know that a lot of artists don't create artwork solely for the purposes of diamond painting. Like their artwork makes its way into coloring books, into puzzles, into paint with numbers, into different prints and stickers and this and that. So it's like, yes, it is one less revenue stream, but I'd have to hope that artists have a lot of irons in the fire, hopefully. So yeah, but yeah, if you had a long wish list, you know what you can always do as well is I've reached out to artists before, asking them if they, you know, would consider partnering with a diamond painting shop, and some artists don't even know what diamond painting is. And other artists that I know were on other shops are like, sometimes they're like, yeah, I'll think about it. It wasn't like, you know, I did it because I either knew the shop owner or something like that. So I'm not that motivated just to be with a shop. You know, I did this because I was friends with this shop owner or another artist that was my friend turned me on to the shop. So a lot of times it's like it's not purely for the sake of just being with the shop. There was like a reason they even did it in the first place. So it just kind of depends. But you could always reach out to some artists and be like, hey, I love seeing your work on Art and Soul. Have you considered partnering with another shop, or are you currently in the works to partner with another shop? So yeah, you have that option too. But if it's Hannah Lynn's you're looking for, I know that she's got, I feel like every site has Hannah Lynn. So I don't think you're, even without Art and Soul, I don't think you're at a loss for where you can find them. I feel like every time I turn around, there's a Hannah Lynn diamond painting for sale. So I think you're good there. All right. Hold on. This way. We've got Speechcraft saying, "Aw, love the birthday pics. Happy birthday, Apollo." Did you hear that? Yeah. Yeah. Happy birthday. And then Sparkling Diamonds and Lights says, "Loved this vlog. Absolutely loved the pics of Apollo's B-Day and his pup friends. So fun. Have a great week." Thank you, and you as well. Artemis says, "Aren't you also doing the bee canvas for your mom? Basically, you're all booked up. Have a good and restful week." Thank you, and I hope you're having a good week as well. Yeah, I have that bee kit, Golden, Waterfall in a Jungle twice. What is it? Stroll in the Rain. I've got a full dance card this year as far as gift diamond paintings. Oh, and for love is a four-legged word as well. So yeah, I'm all booked up. I'm all booked up. So, but I guess it's a good problem to have. And I hope everybody that gets a kit enjoys it. I realized that I gave Heaven Beneath away too, as well. So I'm like, yeah, the only kit that I've done that I've kept so far since late 2024 is Train to Tokyo. Oh, and Warm Witch, which somebody at work was like, "I love that one." I'm like, cool, but I did not offer them for them to have it. I was like, that's one of my Ivies, and I'm keeping those. Thank you. I guess I could do it again for them, but nah, they weren't that enthusiastic, and they did not ask me if they could have it, so I'll just let that be. How you doing, big boy? I honestly have not seen this many people up here in quite some time, even during the summer. I bet you it's just people like that are like, "Oh, thank God, a break from the cold. Let's get up, let's get out." Because usually this half of the trail is pretty dead, but we've got all sorts of folks. Okay, going on. Peggy, am I reading that right? Peggy O'Neill says, "Buy your mother some mini kits. Thank you again for your walks with Apollo. Good night." Thank you for watching. Yeah, I mean, if she gets into it, I'll offer to do that for her. But I think just doing the eggs and using the drills that I already have on hand is a much more practical way, because then we're not buying any diamond painting tools, and I'm not buying like any mini kits. I want her to at least just put the pen in her hand and try it for 15 minutes and let me know how she feels before we just jump in. Because I personally don't like mini kits, and I wouldn't work on them. So if she did end up not liking it, I probably would throw those away. So yeah, I think we're good with the setup of just use the stuff that's free, I already have sitting with me, no additional investment needed, and then we'll see how she feels. I could see it going either way. We're very much alike in certain situations. One of them being, if I don't like it, I'm not gonna like just force it, and so she's kind of the same way. So I'd hate to buy all this stuff. Here's mini kits, and here's a pen, and here's this, and here's that. And then she does it for like 10 minutes, and she's like, absolutely not. I'm like, okay, well, grab a garbage bag. So I think we'll just stick with the plan. Now, if she does end up really enjoying it, then I could. But I think her idea is to bedazzle, as she calls it, actual physical like 3D items. I don't think she's even necessarily interested in like doing a diamond painting. I think she's interested in bedazzling things. so yeah, I don't even think she'd want a kit to work on. I think she just wants to doll up like figurines and stuff. We can go this way it'll spit us out, and we'll start going down this hill, and it'll spit us out kind of on the opposite side of town, and then we'd have to walk surface streets back to make it back to the car. I'm trying to think of how far away it will put us. From what I remember, it's a pretty long jaunt back to the car if we go down here. So I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to keep going on this loop. Do I? I'm just torn because I'm like, this would allow us to avoid people, but it'll spit us out. Oh gosh, I don't even remember. Yeah, I don't want to do that because then we're going to end up having to walk on a bunch of surface streets, like the actual roads, to get back to the car, and I don't really want to do that either. I kind of want to be up here. How pretty. I love it. I love Golden. What do you think? Do you like it up here? Is this better than where we used to live? Me and Joe and Doug were chatting and realized that last month was 1 year since I've been living in Golden. It does not feel like it's been that long. It feels like I moved in just a few months ago. And Maddie, oh, sorry, this is a total tangent. You know me. So Maddie, Doug is moving out. This is his last year here. He's moving out in July with his girlfriend Shay, and their plan is to move to Pittsburgh. So he's already been kind of packing up some stuff and taking it over to Shay's. So that's happening. And then Maddie sold her house. She lives like closer to downtown Denver, not in downtown, but not really far away. She's much closer, but she sold her house. She was kind of tired of living in that neighborhood, and her house was super valuable because it also has an attached like apartment to it. So it's kind of a 2-unit, 2-family dwelling, and she was renting that second unit out to her brother, and he moved out. She sold her house, and so she's going to be moving in with us. The plan was not for her to move in until July when Doug leaves, but her house sold way faster than she was anticipating. Things moved really quickly, and so she's going to be moving in with us, I believe, next week. So she already started bringing some stuff over. We have a new dining room table and some other stuff. So she's slowly moving in, but the full move in will be, I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what this lady's doing. She guess she's gonna wait for us. So yeah, she's moving in a week or two. So there'll be now 4 people in the house for a few months until Doug leaves. So we'll see. So yeah, we'll see how that goes with the extra person in the house. I mean, she's over all the time anyway, and I love her, so it's not going to be an issue at all. And then I guess that's a lie. The only issue that might present itself is she has a cat named Theo, and apparently he can be kind of a jerk to other animals, cats or dogs. Sometimes he likes them, sometimes he doesn't. And so originally the plan was to have Theo start coming over the next few months to just kind of test the waters with him and Apollo. But now she's moving in like months sooner than she anticipated, so it's just going to be a crash course in how this will work out. So I'm hoping it goes okay. I am a little nervous leaving the 2 of them home alone. Apollo's pretty good about picking up on social cues, so he'll leave. Hop up, hop up. He'll leave a cat alone once he realizes, like, oh, this thing doesn't want anything to do with me. But he does try to engage and like sniff and kind of get up in their face and stuff and just kind of figure them out. He did that with Alex's cat when Joe was cat sitting, and eventually they learn to just like keep to themselves. But now with Theo, I just hope that it goes okay.
Productivity is way more vital than actual productivity.
Yeah, I'm just a little worried about it. I just don't want Theo to. Honestly, I don't want Theo to hurt Apollo. I'm not worried about Apollo hurting the cat. I'm worried about the reverse. So she was like, if he starts going after Apollo or anything like that, or is acting aggressive, then we can just keep him in the room on days that you're not home. And I was like, okay. And she's a nurse, and her schedule kind of fluctuates. So there's going to be times where she's home on days that I'm in office. So there's a good likelihood that there might be one day where Theo has to stay in their room while nobody's at the house. But I'm cautiously optimistic that they will get along just fine and we won't have an issue. But the other thing that she mentioned is Theo likes to get into houseplants and eat them, and then he'll get himself sick and then puke. And I'm like, well, okay. I was like, I'm not gonna fight anybody on this. I want to make sure that her and Theo feel, comfortable and welcome, and there's not gonna be, like, I don't want any issues, because I want to stay at this house for probably another year. So I'm like, I don't want there to be friction or drama or issues. So I started throwing away my plants that I had started to put together, that little collection. I threw away my banana tree and a few other plants. And now I just have the ones that are either up high on shelves or hanging. And then I have three left on my little plant shelf that I really don't want to get rid of. One of them I've had for a long time. So I was talking to Maddie about it. I was like, do you think I can leave these here for now? We'll see if Theo tries to climb up on the different platforms to eat these plants. And if he does, I'll throw them away, or I'll find a new home for them. But maybe he won't like these ones. And she's like, okay, we can try, but he does eat them. She's like, you can leave them, just know that they might have bites taken out of them. She's like, I have a few house plants, and he just sometimes gets into them and gets himself sick. And I'm like, I don't want to be responsible for poisoning your dog, your cat. So if he does get into them, I'm just gonna throw them away. Like, I don't want to come home to a super sick cat and it's like, oh yeah, it's because of the plant that you had. Like, I don't want that on me, on my conscience. So I'd rather just get rid of them. So we'll see. We shall see.
Which I like very much.
Anyway, so yeah. All right, moving on, we have Peggy goes on to say, always trust yourself with how something might make you feel. Trust that little nudge and go with it. Good, bad, or indifferent, have a wonderful time in PA. I will. I'm so excited. The countdown has already begun, as you all know. I'm going to be going on and on about it, even after it happens. What's funny is, like, I haven't even really talked about Mexico, which is like a further away, but I'm excited. Hi. All right, then we have Peggy again. Says, hey Anthony, just wanted to say how much I enjoy your channel. Thank you. Love these walks you do with your puppy. You make me smile every time you do these. Thank you. Oh, yay. Well, that's good, because that's what we're doing. Pretty much all the time now. I don't have anything else to offer. I'm a one-trick pony now. Yeah, I love being out here and getting some exercise, and I finally, after several weeks of procrastinating, set up my weight loss program that I was supposed to be doing through work. Oops, sorry. Okay, let's wait for this person to pass, otherwise you just won't stop turning around. Yeah, I had this, let's go this way, weight loss program that I signed up for and got the scale and picked a health coach, and the health coach has already messaged me twice saying, hey, when can we have our first little meeting? And I just kept putting it off because I'm like, let me wait until I get, my diet situation and food situation put together. Let me wait until this, let me wait until that. So finally, today, I put the darn batteries in the scale, connected it to the app, got on the scale, let it enter in my weight, put in my water intake, and luckily it pairs to my health app on my phone, so it knows how many steps I've taken and all that stuff, how many miles, so that's all connected. I don't have to manually enter it. They do want you to enter in your meals. I've tried doing meal and calorie tracking in the past, but it ends up just being so involved that it kind of discourages me. So for now, I'm just gonna do the exercise piece of it and the weighing yourself every day piece of it, but I'm not gonna do the meal tracking until I develop the habit of this other stuff. But I feel like adding that in might just push me over the edge, and I might just be like, I'm not putting any of this in today. I'm over it. But at least right now I'm like, I can do the water and I can do the getting on the scale. We'll do that. But I weighed less than I thought I did, which is good. Like 12 pounds less than I thought I was. So that's good. It means I'm that much closer to the goal that I set up. Probably should have weighed myself before deciding on a goal. So it feels a lot more attainable because I'm a lot closer to that than I thought I was. So that's good. Tertiary trail? Nope, I think that's another one that throws us down to the bottom of the well. I'm gonna stay up here. Oh, dog off leash, huh? 2 dogs off leash. Oh. And look at this dog off leash is running right up towards these other people's dog. They're way too friendly. I'd be pissed. Say, oh, did you guys not see the sign at the start of every trailhead here that says dogs must be on leash? You didn't know that, Becca? Okie dokie. Sorry, battery died, which gave me a reason to completely stop and swap the battery out and let these 2 Nimrods get well ahead of us with their off-leash dogs. It was so funny because I was giving them crap and I came up with names for them right when the battery died. I'm like, yeah, you would have your dogs off leash, Becca and Rachel. And then there's a guy with them that was like a little bit ahead, and he turns around, he's like, Rachel, do you have a lighter? And I was like, yep, that's right. Not that I have a problem with the name Rachel at all, but I could tell, like, they were the first names that came to mind for those 2, Becca and Rachel, and I got one of them right. I should have yelled, Becca, and see if the other girl would have turned around. Becca, put your dog on a leash, huh? Have you thought about that? Yeah, I'm sure they think, well, they're friendly, she's friendly. And it's like, yeah, but the other dogs around here that are on leash might not be. So, yeah. I go off on that all the time. Frying the small fish Okay. Oh, it just gets me. Every time it gets me. Okay. Okay. You ready? We have vlog episode 172. Jeannie Fulp says, use a whole dryer sheet, pour drills on it, funnel it, and pour into container. Yeah, I mean, I have ways. I should just stop complaining about stuff because yes, there's solutions to a lot of things that I complain about. It doesn't mean I'm not going to complain about them. So just understand that, like, I always appreciate helpful suggestions and stuff, but just know that it's not going to change me being a curmudgeon. Yeah, I've done several different things in the past to help with static. It doesn't change the fact that static sucks and I hate it, and it's the worst part of diamond painting for me, solution or not. But yeah, I've seen people do that. I put a dryer sheet in the tray so I can shake the tray with all the drills. If I do happen to have static in the zippied bags and they're big enough, I'll just put a piece of dryer sheet in those zippy bags and shake the sheet. So there's another trail that winds all the way down here into this neighborhood. I think I've brought you along for one time when we did that too, when I used to live on this side of town. If you look, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. If you look straight ahead, there's this like white kind of tower looking thing with some water in front of it straight ahead of us. That is the lake that, if you remember, I used to take you guys on all the time when I lived over at the old place. We'd go to the pond or the lake and do a loop around it, and there was like a cemetery near there. I forget the name of that park, but we used to go there constantly. So yeah, now we're on the side of South Table where I used to live, and now I live on the other side where we were. Gosh, who knows how many times I've said this. Oy, Anthony, shut up. But yeah, thank you for the suggestion. I'm aware. But that my personality type is to just keep B-wording and moaning regardless. Oh, jeez. I love it up here. Do you like it? Can I take a picture of you? You look very cute right now. Yeah. What do you think? Is this fun? Apollo? Hello? Apollo? I think he sees something or hears something. Hi, baby. Hey, look at me. Can you sit? Good boy. Hi. Hi, cutie. You're such a sweetheart. Look at you. Golden hour. Okay. Now I really can't see because we're walking into the sun. Oh, gal, now I'm blind. I think I'm gonna have to, nope. I was like, let me take these sunglasses off because they're really keeping me from seeing anything, but, oh God. Becca and Rachel and her friends have decided to do a little powwow here on the side of the trail. What is up with, you know what? I'm so sick of humans. Hold on, everyone. So annoying. People are the worst. Ay, ay, ay. What are you doing? Just gonna camp out on the side of the trail? And now I know why he was asking for a lighter, too. Doing drugs out here on this trail? Huh? Doing drugs out here in public on a mountain? Real nice. With your dogs off leash, huh? Must be Woodstock, huh? Didn't know. Anyway. Um, okay, let's get back to it. All right. I cannot see anything. Like the glare from the sun right in my face is blinding, and then the polarization to where I can't see the phone screen is like, what's going on? I can see the trail a bit better now. I'm walking blind, everyone. Hopefully I don't run into somebody. Okay, gosh, I can't read this. Hold on. Let me put my sunglasses up. Okay. Tiny Turtles says, love the Moab vibes. My family used to vacation at Lake Powell every summer, but this render is awful. Be interested to see how you decide to change and improve it. Oh, that was in regards to my unboxing of Starry Night by Kusing Kessel and Diamond Art Club. I was like, Moab vibes? Here? Right now? Of course not here right now. We're not talking in real time. Yeah, I mean, I have to agree. You know, I don't want to use such strong words as awful. Just because I know that a rendering artist did their best given what they had to work with. It just missed the mark. I think that's the most PC way to say the same thing, is it missed the mark for me. Oh my gosh, we were at work. Speaking of how that phrase is used, to kind of in the nicest way say I hate this, is we were at work and we are trying to come up with this new branding for talent, for HR, like employee kind of branding. So like think of the banners that you see at a career fair, or flyers, or business cards, or, you know, emails and stuff. Like what does it look like? What's our whole theme? What's our storyline here? And so they hired this marketing company to come up with like a more modern take on what we used to have. And so they presented it to my boss and the HR team and the marketing team themselves. And it was so bad, you guys. It was so bad. Like they were trying to add some like punny, Punny, like jokes to like these banners and stuff, and it was so bad. It was so bad. They had some what some people could interpret as like offensive jokes that were kind of like using religion in kind of a way to try to be funny. It was so tone deaf, and then like even the images that they used were so like stock, like it's comically stock images of things. And it's like, yeah, just because our company, hold on, what did you just eat? Well, it's down his throat now. Whatever it was had a crunch. It must have been either a treat or something. It was not a bone. He wouldn't have eaten it that fast. I heard chomp, swallow. Something he ate. Come on, don't go crazy. It was so bad. And my supervisor kept saying, because they presented it to us, like, you know, leadership has already looked at this. We want to get your feedback as well to make sure everyone's on the same page. And I was like, I'm sorry, but this is maybe some of the worst I've seen. Like, we could have come up with much better stuff. And they're charging a $30,000 fee for this, for doing this. I'm like, we could have come up with much better stuff in 30, 45 minutes, like on a lunch break. This is bad. And she just kept saying at various points, yes, they really missed the mark. And I'm like, I get that you have to be PC about this, and, you know, we're your subordinates, so you can't tell us how, you know, it might come off as less than professional to be like, here's the tea, this sucks. But I could tell just like reading her face that she was like, They really, like, what is this? So she's like, yes, we are asking them to go back to the drawing board and try to provide them a little bit of direction. I was like, yeah, but we've already contracted with them, so we can't break that, apparently. Because my suggestion was, is there somebody else that we can utilize to get help? And she's like, unfortunately not. We have to make it work with these two guys. I was like, that's tough, because this is, sorry, Apollo. I didn't realize she had a dog. Hey, look at me. Sit down. No. You do not jump at dogs. You scared her. No. Apollo. Look at me. No. Go on. You're on a short leash now, buddy. You scared that poor lady. I didn't realize she had a dog with her. Otherwise, I would have stopped and gotten out of the way. Apollo. Bad boy. No. He looks very sad right now. Don't do that. I was just talking about how dogs are misbehaving out here. Look at you. Anyway. Poor boy. Okay. So yeah, she was just like, this is missing the mark. And I was like, that's an understatement. But yeah, apparently we have no choice but to work with this group or company or whatever agency. And so I wish them the best. And I love so much about my job, but a lot of times these types of projects, which I guess makes sense, but because it's not technically our job, they were just asking for our feedback, but it's not our job to do this. It wasn't assigned to us. But I wish projects like this that will have an impact on us as in the talent team, because we have to set these pieces of marketing material or whatever you want to call it up at our fairs and distribute it with our team's name on it, and we have to stand by that, but we're not the people responsible for putting it together. So I guess I get it, but I wish projects like this weren't so siloed. A lot of times it feels like I didn't even know that this is anything that was happening at the organization, that we were revamping this. Because I feel like, why wouldn't you have one of us sit in on these meetings or be part of this discussion to provide that insight, or maybe could have given this, agency some additional direction and like what we need out of this stuff. But it feels like a lot of times this stuff is just kind of very siloed to just a couple of people. And it's like, if you had, sometimes having too many cooks in the kitchen is a bad thing. But for something like this, if you had a couple people that could have, chimed in early on and been like, ooh, I don't know if we want to do that, It could have maybe saved some time and saved some money. And then I'm also like, why didn't we get samples from this agency of what they could do before we sign this $30,000 contract and we're now bound to them? I'm like, what happened? What I think might be the case is a little bit of like, oh, I know a guy, and whoever said that was high up enough that they were like, okay, well, I guess because you're who you are, we've got to do this. We don't want to push back. But I don't know. It was, if you told me that it was a prank and that those were all just like, haha, just kidding, here's the good ones, I would have believed you. So anyway, yeah, missed the mark. Missed the mark. Yeah, awful is also a word you could use. And thank you for the comment. Going to my unboxing of what? You got an itch? What happened? You were doing so good. And now you're being a spaz. Let's go. Let's go, crazy boy. It's like, Dad, let me off this. You see those other dogs that get to run off leash? Why don't I get to do that? Going to my unboxing of Lantern Festival Dragon by James Reyes and Dreamer Designs. Asia says, as soon as I saw this painting, I was like, wow, these colors are fantastic and so vivid. I have it on my wish list and I would like to buy it eventually. Oh, nice. You'll have to let me know if you snag it. Thank you for the comment. The sun just dipped below the foothills enough that I could take my sunglasses off and actually see. And now I'm getting adjusted. Oh yeah. My Whip and Jam episode 16, Asia goes on to say, I love watching your walks. Apollo playing with another dog is such a cute sight. Music selection as usual, 10 out of 10. May I ask what breed Apollo is? I've always wondered about that. Yeah, I think I talked about it in the last vlog. Did I end up buying that DNA kit last night? No, I don't think I did. I had it in my cart and I was just staring at it and I'm like, do I want to spend $130 just to do this? And the answer is yes, but do I want to spend $130 right now? And I think I left last night with maybe. From what I understand, from what I know after getting his little birth certificate, adoption certificate, whatever, when I went to go pick him up, and seeing his parents and what I was told, he's half husky and half Siberian husky and half Alaskan Malamute. Whether or not there's other stuff in the mix there, I couldn't tell you. People like to speculate and tell me what he is, which gets on my nerves, but that's what I know, at least. So, yeah. And the fact that his ears are down could be because there's a Great Pyrenees or something else mixed in there, but he also has a misshapen skull. The crown of his head comes up to comes up to a peak, essentially. Like if you feel his head, it's not rounded or has like a little bit. It's a very pronounced like lip, kind of whoop on the top of his head. Come here. Hi.
Thanks. 2 more.
Yep. He has this very pronounced crown on his head, so I don't know if something happened during, as he was developing in mama or during birth or something like that. But I feel as though it's caused his ears to not be able to fully kind of be in the right spot and stand upright. They kind of get pushed down by his cone head. It's not as prominent without feeling it because the fur kind of does a lot of work to mask it, which is in his favor, but he does have a weird little freak head. So I could see that as being the reason why, even though both of those breeds almost always have their ears flipped up, he might be a weirdo. And I saw the rest of his siblings in the same litter and all of their ears were up. All of them looked like their mama, a typical husky look. White and gray / black, your traditional husky. He was the only one, at least that they had left in the litter, that looked like his dad, all white. So he could have also just been the ugly duckling of the crew with the messed up ears and the coat that did not look like the others. But that's why I loved him so much when I went to go browse for husky puppies, and this family's page came up and they had the litter, that was the puppies that were available for sale. All of them looked like your traditional, husky. Except for him, he was a little freak on the website, and I was like, look at him. He looks so so dorky, and he's got kind of he's a little cross-eyed, and his head's all like, he's got that dome head, and he just made my heart melt. So yeah, I don't know, but it could also be the fact that his dad or mom has, or both have, Great Pyrenees or something else in there. I just don't know. And I think I've put pictures of his mama and papa in a previous vlog, so I won't do it again, but they looked very much like, they look like like Apollo's the perfect blend between the two. Like, he's got his mom's really intense eyes, and then everything else looks like his dad, except his dad's ears were up. But his dad, same facial structure. His dad looks like he might have some period. I don't know, but small fish, frying the small fish. I'm just like, it's fine. He's 100% the best dog in the world. That's what he is, right? Mixed with the cutest. Yeah, you got 20% cute in there too, huh? Right? Come on. I love you. We started switching him to eating twice a day instead of 3 times a day. I used to break his meals up into essentially breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And sometimes when I would, when I work from home, or when I work in the office, he doesn't get that lunch until like 5:30, 5:45 when I get home. So then he has his dinner usually around 8 o'clock, 8:30, sometimes even a little bit later. Because I always thought that breaking the meals up was what you should probably do. Like we do as humans, or as, modern humans, is break the meals up into three meals. But after reading that Forever Dog book, nature's path is usually dogs, wild dogs. They eat when a meal presents themselves, or when they catch their meal, and then they don't eat again until that next one. And that could be a day or longer, at least, most likely, half a day or more. They're not eating on a consistent 4-hour schedule. So from a metabolism standpoint, it's healthier for dogs if they eat all of their meals within an 8-hour window. That way their energy is focused towards digesting, processing nutrients, all of that stuff. And then over here, I'm just stopping now for every runner that approaches, because the idea of letting someone pass me as we're walking didn't work, because there might be a dog. I feel so bad that he definitely spooked that lady. Because she doesn't know if he's a killer, I feel bad. Apollo, you're making me look like a fool. So yeah, they spend the rest of that time, that other, 16 hours of the day, recuperating, just restoring, dogs sleep a lot, and you're not supposed to eat right before bed as humans. Same thing with dogs. If your dog's going down for a longer nap, or they're done for the night, you don't want them eating, within 2 hours before bed. So it's kind of just flipped the script on what I thought was best for him, is really spread out those meals, because I don't want him to eat too much in one go and get sick. But the truth of the matter is biologically, he's probably capable of eating his entire daily need for food once a day, and that's it. And it might be an adjustment for him, because he's used to meal times. He knows when it's lunchtime and breakfast time and dinner. So he might get upset about it because he doesn't have his 3 squares. but eventually he'll get used to it, and I just have to trust that he is getting everything that he needs because I'm seeing him eat it. So we're now down to 2 meals a day. Unfortunately, I can't do, when I'm in office, I can't do them within 8 hours because I have a 9-hour day at work. So feed him in the morning before I leave, and then first thing when I get home, and that's all he eats. When I'm home, working from home, or on the weekends, our new schedule is he eats when I wake up, usually at 7 or 8, and then he eats again at 1 to 2, and that's it. So he's no longer getting dinner, but I've just split dinner into breakfast and lunch. So he gets 2 meals to get everything he needs, and that's that. We're on I think we're on day 3 or 4 of doing it like that, and he hasn't really been any wiser. He did look at me the other night, or it was 2 nights ago, or was it I don't know. Anyway, he has looked at me once in this whole switch up. We came in from our evening stroll, like this. Came in from our evening stroll, and usually when that happens, I go right over to the bowl, and it's dinner time. But I came in, and he ran over to where his bowl is usually put in front of him. He ran over to his spot and looked at me like, dinner time, this is our routine. And I was like, nope, you already ate everything you need to eat for the day. And he just kind of stood there and stared like, what the hell? So I ended up breaking down, and I gave him a couple of collagen treats to at least do the act of, I will give you something in this moment. And that seemed to work. He went over to the living room and chomped down on his little collagen treats and didn't fuss anymore about it. But I could tell that he was like, this is our routine. Why are you breaking our routine? I meant to eat again. So, hi. So yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get to doing just one big meal, because he is such a large, he's a big dog, almost 80 pounds, and he eats a lot of food. Especially with all the add-ins that I'm doing now with the strawberries and the blueberries and the broccoli sprouts and the sunflower sprouts and the this and the that. So that bowl would be it just feels like that's way too much. And I add water to it to soften it up because it's freeze dried. It seems like way too much just density for his little stomach to handle. I mean, even cutting it, just doing 2 meals, the bowl feels very heavy. I'm like, gosh, I can't imagine this all just going into him all at once. So I don't think we'll do the single meal. And another reason for that is on the days that I go to work, I don't give myself enough time in the mornings to sit there and do a whole thing where I'm chopping all these fresh veggies and fruits and all of that stuff. I have enough time to dump put some collagen in there, turmeric, use the measuring spoon to do all of his little additives, the mushrooms, all that stuff. But then to have to get out the cutting board and be like, okay, let's measure out 1 strawberry, 5 blueberries. Okay, where's our sardine? Let's get the sardine. Let's mince that up. It's a whole thing when he does his fresh food. So I've been doing his kind of supplement meal with all the powders and stuff, and then his lunch, because I have more time, is where I'm doing all the chopping and mincing and getting all that stuff in there. So it's been a journey. Knock on wood, his number 2s have looked just fine since we've made these changes. I had a feeling it might be too much for him and we'd have to rein it in with a few things and slowly add them back. But he's been doing good with all the changes, and his coat already feels even softer than it normally does. And he seems pretty, he's always a happy boy, but he's not turning his nose up to anything. Now that I'm putting it all in the bowl and mixing it up, he seems happy with the new diet. I'm like, oh, I hope that this just sticks around with you. You like this forever. Because he's made it very easy. I haven't had to like convince him, or I was worried that I was gonna build a bowl of food for him with all this stuff and be like, there's 50 cents, there's $3 worth of the freeze-dried dog food, there's another 75 cents worth of sardines. Okay, I'm gonna put this $13 down on the floor. And I was so worried that he was gonna look up at me, like take a few bites and walk away from it, and I'd have to dump it, you know? And that hasn't been the case. He eats it all up, licks his bowl clean. So I'm like, thank God. Or like he really hates this ingredient, so I'm gonna have to either compost it or freeze it so I can eat it myself or something. But as long as it's mixed in with his food, he'll eat. He had jicama, blueberries, strawberries. I've gone over the whole thing with you, but definitely some stuff that he doesn't seem to want to eat when it's just by itself. But I mince everything and put it in there, and he's like, none the wiser. I'm like, yeah, look at you getting all your superfoods in. You're gonna be an Olympic athlete before you know it. So yeah, it's been going really good, and I've also felt better eating a lot of the same stuff he's been eating. We share, like when I chop up his vegetables and his fruits, he eats usually one strawberry, sometimes I'll do like 1.5. So I'll eat the other one, and then I'll grab another one for myself, and I'll grab a little handful of blueberries while I'm putting together his, and popping some broccoli sprouts in my mouth while I'm putting them in his bowl. I even made these I took some pretzel crisps, and I put a little sliver of avocado on each one, because he also gets about less than a quarter avocado. Maybe it's like even closer to like 1/8 of an avocado a day. And then I get the rest of that half of the avocado, and then we save the rest for the next day or the next couple days. So I put his avocado in his bowl, and then I did some slivers on some pretzel crisps, and then I put broccoli sprouts on top of that, and then just a little crack of pepper. Ooh, so good. I was like, see, we're both eating healthy. Although the pretzel crisps aren't healthy, but it was a nice little snack. So it's so weird that in trying to do the best for him, I'm now like doing better by myself or doing better for myself, just as like a second hand result of me trying to care for my dog. Because if I had it my way, I'd be ordering Taco Bell. Which, oh God, that sounds so good right now. This new little health kick diet, quote unquote, I guess, has really made me crave my go-to like places. Like usually when we go to the open space dog park, or yeah, the off-leash dog park, on the way home, it's almost always my routine to stop and grab something for dinner on the way home. Even if I have HelloFresh at home or whatever, it's just like usually my habit, the twice a week or sometimes 3 times a week for dinner on the way home from the dog park, because it's like a 25-minute drive. And stop at a Wendy's, I'll stop at a Taco Bell, grab some McDonald's, stop at a Popeyes. Sometimes it's not always fast food. I'd go in to King Soopers and grab something. Usually, it's a quick choice, so it's not the healthiest choice. Or I'll go to like a fast casual if it's cool enough, I'll leave Apollo in the car and park in front of the Qdoba and eat my nachos, or, all that stuff. So I've been trying to just force myself. I try to have a little snack now before we go on these walks like this. That way I'm not feeling super hungry by the time we're done. And then I tell myself, just go home. Just go home. Don't even let those temptations sneak in of like, I'm just gonna pop over here and grab a Crunch Wrap. Just go home, and then you figure it out from there. If you get home and you decide that you want that fast food, then you get back in the car and you go get yourself a chalupa. Do it. But more often than not, I get home and I'm like, okay, I'll just make something. Hold on. Hi. So yeah, that's been a new habit I've been trying to build, is like just drive. No stopping. Just get to the house. And then if you want to make that decision, then at least you're owning it at that point. You don't have an excuse of like, it's just on the way home. It's just a quick stop. And every time I get home, I'm just like, okay, where's the arugula? Let me get the arugula. Let's put a little salmon on there. Okay, nom, nom, nom. Love it. So, yeah, I just have to like, basically I'm like playing into my own laziness of like, I'm not getting back in the car today. I'm done. I'd rather cook this full meal or do like a salad and put it all together than have to get back in the car and drive 2 minutes to Taco Bell. That's too much. We already went past the Taco Bell. It's over. So yeah, it seems to be working out. I'm feeling good. My stomach has been a little, I'll just be straight up with you. I've been a little bit more gassy than I normally am. And I think it's because I'm eating like the kefir and the probiotics and the prebiotics. I think I'm playing around with my gut microbiome right now, and things are calibrating. And so that is a thing that I'm dealing with. Hold on. Wonder if that dog, because it came up from behind us, also kind of surprised him as much as that lady was surprised that he jumped at them. I don't know. Here I am trying to come up with excuses. Now I'm the Becca. He's friendly. It's fine. He's friendly. Should start calling Apollo Luna for the rest of the hike. Luna, come here, baby. Don't worry, he's friendly. Luna. He can never do any wrong, in my opinion, and if he does, it's somebody else's fault, clearly. They're the aggressor. Usually I would, if Apollo acts up and I have to scold him like that, I'd cut it out, because I just, I don't want to scold my puppy, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I feel like it's not a good look, and I don't want other people to be like, happy fun hike. Anthony's mad, it just kind of brings down the vibe. But I'm gonna leave that in. That's usually how it goes when he has to have a course correction. Hop up. Good boy, little mountain dog. Yeah, good boy. What's wrong? He's like, Dad, where are we? What's happening? Can I take a picture of you again? Hi, cutie. Yes, you're very sweet. Little mountain dog. Yeah, you are. Okay, let's go. All right, let's try to get back to some comments. It gets so late, so fast these days. At least we still have daylight, which is nice. But it's already 7:15. I still need to get home and figure out my own dinner. And it feels like we've still got plenty of, maybe it's just because I have more energy recently and I'm not like, okay, time to wind down, but I'm like, I still feel like I've got plenty of life left in me to do some extra stuff, but I feel like my routine is eat, skincare, diamond paint, bed. I'm like, oh, that doesn't seem like that shouldn't be it for today. Maybe I'll ask. I don't know if Joe's home tonight. If he is, I'll ask him if he wants to watch Severance, because we're several episodes behind now, and I don't like to watch it without him. Maybe I'll see if he wants to do that, or maybe it's just an excuse to really have a good 1 to 2 hour diamond painting session. We'll see. I guess by the time I get home, it's going to be probably 8, almost 8. So I guess that lines up. Hi. I just feel like I'm not ready to go to wind down yet today. I've got some energy. Okay, comments. Anthony, get it together. What is your problem? Okay. Same video, the Starry Night unboxing. Asia says, thank you for the unboxing, or this unboxing. Normally I love all paintings with the sky, stars, and galaxy motif, but this one did not impress me. Have a great day. Of course, you too. And I agree. There's something, again, if I did not know what the original artwork looked like, and someone was just like, what do you think of this diamond painting? I'd be like, nah, it looks a little fuzzy, like, just as night skies sometimes do when they're pixelated, but it looks fine. And then I see the original, I'm like, oh, what happened? Elisa Maria says, interesting, I'll be watching. Thank you. Trin says, I agree as well, looking forward to your improvements. Thank you. And Melissa Wood says, I think this was a very honest and thoughtful review. I am not normally a fan of computer rendering in general, but I wonder if this would have been an appropriate time for it. Yeah, you're right. Yes, it would have. With a human going back in and adding in the specials, yes. Ding, ding, ding. You're absolutely right. I think that would have addressed a lot of the oversimplification of that charting. You know what? Just let the computers do it this time, huh? Sometimes that's okay. Hold on just a second. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think a computer rendering might have done a little bit more in terms of color blending and having more colors in there to kind of give that transition more depth. So yeah, you're right. Artemis says, this is beautiful. I almost got that one, but I'm still waiting for a specific image to restock before I buy anything else. Nice. What are you waiting for? You'll have to tell me if you haven't already, or remind me if you have. And then, oh my goodness, LMK Takwa says, I did buy this one. I'm curious how it turns out. I may just end up being an abstract art piece. I am in it for the journey, don't always care about the end product. And to be fair, if you look at the rendering preview on the website, it is as washed out as what you are showing here. But yes, larger square rendering would have improved it. Can't wait to see what you do with it. Yeah, for sure. I think the rendering also shows that it's not hot. And it wasn't, I was going to buy it no matter what. Like, I saw it when I saw the rendering when they put it up on the Diamond Art Club website, and I was like, oh no. But I bought it anyway because I was like, I think I can work with this. I'm willing to work with this, I guess. So yeah, it wasn't a surprise to me, like, seeing that when I opened it. I knew I wasn't going to be thrilled, and I think I might even mentioned in a vlog before it came in, when I had just ordered it, I mentioned, oh, I ordered Starry Night and the rendering looks a little rough, but we'll see what we can do. So yeah, I do trust the renderings from Diamond Art Club, and that's one of the reasons why I like putting them in the videos, is so you can kind of see that. I do trust that it is an accurate representation of what you get. I don't think they were trying to pull a fast one. it just wasn't great all around. So yeah, I recommend always double checking those and deciding for yourself if it's something you want to get into. And I had seen it. I wasn't happy, but I did it anyway because I think it might be a fun project. It might be a fun project. So yeah, thank you for the comment. We'll make this our last one. Bambi May says, I love anything about space, but I don't like this piece. Looks like a blob. That's like the third person that's called it a blob. Oh, poor Starry Night. Once it's done, it may look great. I'd be interested in seeing this when it's done. Yeah, I will absolutely showcase it and show you what my enhancements were and all that jazz. So stay tuned for that. Let's get past these folks and I'll say goodbye. It's a husky butt. There's a trash can back at the beginning. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Oh, he's friendly too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only trash can on this whole trail, so. Have a good night. What? What, buddy? You wild boy. Okay, well, that derailed that last question. I don't even know what I was saying. Oh geez, now stuff's happening on my phone. Okay, well, I guess that's it. I don't even know where we were or where we weren't, but I hope whatever that last question was, like, I was able to respond to it appropriately. I'm like half unclipped. Oh my gosh. Appo. You got really tangled up there. Let me see your little thing. There we go. Okay, come on. I'm like, I'm such a mess right now. My little fanny pack's like hanging halfway off me. I hope I didn't lose anything. I guess we can walk down the road a little bit and then we'll turn around because I do want to say a proper goodbye. Let me make sure I answered that question. I don't want to completely just abandon it. Someone's like, excuse me, you were supposed to be responding to me? Okay, yeah, I get it. I love anything about space, but I don't like this piece. It looks like a blob once it's done. Okay, yeah, we got it. Yeah, a couple of people have said blob. There's at least some detail there, you know, like I can tell that it's meant to be a night sky, but you're not far off. We'll just say that. You're not far off. That totally, completely derailed my train of thought. I'm so in a state now. But yeah, I guess that'll be that. I mean, we could have just walked home from here, but I did need to go and get gas. And it's all the way uphill up to the start of this trail. So from here right now, we're probably like a 15-minute walk from the house. It's all uphill up to this point, so by the time we got up here, I'd be like, ugh. So I usually drive and park. But anyway, I'll let you go. Thanks for coming along. See, what if I just lied to that guy? What if Apollo isn't a husky Malamute? And I'm just a dirty bird, a little lion sack. Lion sack of crap. But until I know otherwise, you know what? Prove it. Let the DNA be the judge. I'm not the father. Until I know otherwise, he is a husky Malamute mix with a head deformity, okay? And that's the story I'm sticking with. Those guys are really cool. I wonder if they come up here and hike often. I'll message him. He put his Instagram on my phone. I'll message him and be like, hey, do you guys go to like dog parks and stuff? Because it'd be cool to have some more dog friends. And they seemed really cute. Well, I mean, they were cute looking, but they seemed nice. The dog seemed cute. Anyway, okay, well, that's it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members. This really ended. We really spiraled out of control. Like, subscribe, share this content with whoever. Just send it to strangers. I don't care. We'll see you next time. Bye.